my name is Felipa and welcome to my channel Awkward the Talk, where we give parents the tools, encouragement and skills for their kids' mindful sexual education. Today's topic is things you shouldn't tell boys. If you have children that are boys, you should be avoiding certain types of speech that encourages misogynism and machismo. So here are a few things that you shouldn't tell your kids. So one is you shouldn't be telling kids that men don't cry, because men cry, men have feelings, and it gives an unreasonable expectation of what their behavior should be like. Also, it is confusing to mix up crying with weakness, or sensitivity with weakness, when we know that that is not the case. Second, you shouldn't be when kids fall down and they're hurt and they're sad and cry. You shouldn't be telling boys that that they should, push through the pain, and that boys don't cry and only wimps complain about physical pain, when that's not true. Everybody feels pain, and it is okay to express it. What is important is that both boys and girls learn how to channel these feelings into productive ways of communicating. Because what we are basically telling kids and men is that it is not okay for you to cry, but it is okay for you to be angry. So they grow up to be men who have a hard time expressing their negative emotions in any other way other than anger, right? It's okay to feel anger, but there is a difference between feeling sad and feeling angry, and it is important for us to learn how to distinguish it. Stop telling boys that they have to be strong. No one can always be strong all the time. And what is being strong? There's here an unreasonable expectation that men then would have to have a certain type of behavior or a certain type of body, which then leaves all the other boys that do not enjoy sports as much, or who, the teenagers who don't want to lift weights at the gym, they're not any less of men just because they don't engage in these physical activities, right? The other thing is, boys have to do domestic work. Why? Because they live in the home. So it is only reasonable that we teach boys that they should do the same chores as girls. And this is particularly important when you have siblings that are boys and girls in the same house, because because if they both live in the same house, they should have similar chores that are adequate to their age, not to their gender, but to their age and level of responsibility related to their age. Otherwise, what we are doing is we are making girls more responsible, and we are being permissive in allowing boys to be less responsible, more childish, and excusing this just by saying, oh, he's just a boy. And this is not a reasonable explanation for somebody not doing a chore. Also, we want to be raising children that are autonomous and that are able to fend for themselves out in the world, when they're teenagers and then adults. So for you to teach your child how to cook, regardless of whether it's a boy or a girl, it is an important skill that they should have when they go off into the world and live by themselves. It is important that you start instilling in boys and girls a sense of why it is important to keep the house clean and tidy, because it is hygienic it is hygienic, physically hygienic, you know, it's not dirty, but it's also mentally hygienic to have a clean house. And I look around and I see how messy my office is, and I feel a little bit guilty while I'm doing this video. But we should be raising kids to be organized and care about their cleanliness, right? You should also not always be asking little children, boys, if they already have a girlfriend, and stop incentivizing this sexualization of children, and this expectation that if this child is a boy, then they have to have a girlfriend. And a lot of the times people ask, how many girlfriends do you have? So what are you really teaching here? Does it really go with the family values that you have? If you believe that it is okay for people to have multiple partners, then that's one thing. But the question is, do you want your child to hold those beliefs as well? Are these values that go with your family values and the values you want to instill in them? So what is the point of asking little boys, oh, how many girlfriends do you have, and who's your girlfriend in class? Because this is like attributing adult characteristics to children, which is not helpful in their development, and it's not healthy for their development either. Because at this age, before puberty, before the body starts producing sex hormones, there's no girlfriends and boyfriends. There's just friends. And when your kid comes home and says that he has a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or that they want to marry somebody, this has nothing to do with romantic love as we know it as teenagers and adults. It has all to do with wanting to be really close to this friend and really liking them, which is completely different. And it is important to explain to the child and for them to understand that there is a difference between romantic love and friendship. Okay, and this is important for children, for teenagers, and for adults. It is. You should be. You should be avoiding any speech around your child that implies that he's going to be a ladies' man. You know, that because really when we're doing this, we're not saying that he's going to be popular. In reality, the reality here is that we are saying that he's going to be disrespectful to women, right? And why should that be an expectation, and why should that be okay? So these are things that I would like you as a parent or a caregiver or somebody who's around children to be mindful of. When we are saying these things, what kind of behaviors are we encouraging, and what kind of behaviors are we permitting? So if there's somebody in your household, or that is close to the family, that tells your child that they're going to teach them how to get the ladies, for example, or something like that. I mean, these are things that you should be avoiding, because this is a adult speech, and we should not be bringing the adult world into the children's world. Yes, it's true that children are much more exposed to the adult world today with social media and with media and easy access to screens. But this is not an excuse for us to not take responsibility for the things that we are teaching kids and the things we are saying in front of them. So I would encourage you to not equate feelings with weakness, and that you are open and embrace and validate your child's feelings, and learn to teach them to process them and processing these feelings in a positive way. So that's it for today. So things you shouldn't be telling your kid, especially your boys, is that this men don't cry thing is so outdated. Men cry, men have feelings, and it is okay for them to have feelings, and it is more than okay, it is expected for them to have feelings and to be able to express them in when they are around other people. And it is not expected that all men are strong. Some are strong and some are not. The same with women. Some are strong and some are not. And this chores around the house is a very important thing, because this is where the difference in labor begins, right? Where in a house, boys are expected to do certain chores and girls are expected to do others, right? When in fact, these are all of these individuals will go out into the world, and they will have to be independent and autonomous, and they all need the skills to do this, which includes cooking, ironing, washing dishes and clothes. And these are things that boys and girls should be taught how to do. So thank you, and I hope this was helpful.